Greetings, beloved Princeton United Methodist Church community. It's Pastor Jenny, and I am here to share an update with you. And I'm reading from 1 Corinthians chapter 12. But God has so arranged the body, giving greater honor to the inferior members, that there may be no dissension within the body, but the members may have the same care for one another. If one member suffers, all suffer together with it. If one member is honored, all rejoice together with it. This is the word of life. Thanks be to God. This image of the church as the body of Christ is such a powerful image. It shows up in the letters of Paul several times, and it's not a perfect image, because we know that each of us has a body that, sometimes works beautifully and wonderfully and other times doesn't. We know that there are people who, we need to correct this image to keep it from us thinking that all bodies are perfect and all bodies are kind of pristine in this way that the culture that it was written in might have expected bodies to be. Nonetheless, I think it's a really powerful image, because it is true, in fact, that we don't have all perfect bodies, and there's no such thing as a perfect body. And I think that only leads to a stronger image here, in fact. But it's such an amazing thing, I think, to think of ourselves as a body together, and not only as just any body, but the body of Christ, the physical manifestation of Christ in the world after his ascension. And so it's humbling, it's powerful, it is empowering, all at the same time. And, one of the things I love to do is to talk about when we talk about spiritual gifts, we all are gifted differently. We all have different ways that we contribute to the church, to the body of Christ, to the work of God, the kingdom building work in the world. And so we all kind of play these different parts. I can't do the same thing you can do, or you can't do some of the same things I can do. And maybe isn't even the right word. We are gifted differently. Maybe I can do, or you can do the things that I can do, but I like to do them differently, or you like to do them differently, or our passions or our strengths are different. So in that way, it's certainly a powerful image. But when we think about this too, in light of this perspective series that we're working on right now, I think about it as this fascinating way that every part is different, right? Every part of us is different. Even our fingers, like even our two first fingers, are the same but different, right? They're not exactly, we aren't perfectly symmetrical on one side of our body and the other. And so there is this uniqueness and this commonality, this togetherness that happens all at once. And when we look at some of the different ways that we talk about the church, and the church has been enacted in over years, over centuries, even pre-Christian church back in early Jewish days and on, it is always this struggle. This is one of the beautiful things and the places of tension of there being this unification and this difference, these differences. And one of the challenges is always that there's a human tendency, I think, to keep certain people out, to find those dividing lines that sort of say, this is the group that we're talking about, and this somehow, out here or out here, out here. Nope, these people don't get to be part of this thing that's in the middle. And while we talk about it in ways that we say we include everybody, it's one of our ongoing acts, one of our ongoing jobs, to continue to look at ways that we inadvertently, or we subconsciously, or through the ways that even our buildings are designed, that we keep people out in certain ways. So as we continue to think about this body of Christ thing, I wonder about that for you. Where are the places that you have bumped up out of your own perspective or uniqueness or questions or or something, where have you bumped up against both of like feeling like you weren't part of something in a church? Maybe it's this church, maybe it's other churches, other church experiences. Where have you felt like you just weren't able to be kind of included as part of the body? Again, that can happen. There's so many different scenarios that can happen. They're such a variety. It can be theological. It can be because of our physical beings and how accessible things are. It can be because there's sort of an eliteness or a sense of something you have to have accomplished or proven or subscribed to before you can do certain things. So I wonder about that. Where have you felt like you weren't able to be included in some way? But also I wonder how you have felt absolutely like part of the body of Christ, that you have seen how you and your gifts and your perspectives come in and help make this unified body, this unified family, or this unified entity be possible, that you are part of that, benefiting from it, hurting with others, people hurting with you, people celebrating with you, this resonance that happens. And I wonder, as you think about that part, what it is that really helped that to be true. Part of, again, this thing that we're talking about is how we are all unique and beautifully individually made, and what happens when we join together as a community, as a body, as a neighborhood, and what parts of our perspectives and our experiences that we come with both enhance that and lift up this whole, this body, expand it, push it forward, all those kinds of things. But also this sense that by being part of it, we also put down some of our uniqueness and pick up with each other our baptismal vows, the culture of what it is to be a Wesleyan congregation, a United Methodist congregation, these kinds of things. There's this tension, this both and ways that I've named a whole lot in this little video. So those are the things I'd love for you to contemplate today, what it is to be the body of Christ, where we trip up and don't do that very well, where we do that very well, and kind of why, and what that's like as we bring ourselves into these places, both the beautiful things and also the challenging things all at once. Friends, there is a lot kind of starting up again here in September. We have some small groups that are starting this week and next, and we've got a newcomers group starting on Sunday. That's for anyone who is relatively new to the church. It can also be for people who've been around for a while but have not taken the step to join the church. Joining the church is not a requirement, an expectation of being in this group, but it is preparation for that all at the same time. I thank you so much for all the nominations that you sent in to help our nominations process as we look at a governance structure change that will take effect in January. We're voting on that in a few weeks in October, but it would take effect in January. And thank you for your help in nominating people to serve on those important boards that are emerging here for us. There are music groups all starting up, youth group is starting up. We've had several new visitors along the way the past few weeks. We kind of always have somebody that's new among us, either online or in person. But I just commend you as you are coming to church, again, online or in person, that you're looking out for people who maybe have that look of, this is my first time here, and inviting a welcome. I also invite you to invite somebody else to church with you. Again, whether it's in person or online, we would love for you to share the news of what it's like to be part of this particular body of Christ. I know that so many people, you love this church and would love to see it shared with other people as well. So I share all that with you. Continue to say hello to our interns, Samaila, Elise, and Mickey. Mickey's over at Kingston for the next couple of weeks, but she'll be back with us at Princeton in October. So Lots of good things. Friends, it is always, always a privilege and a pleasure to be on this journey with you. Know that you are enough because God is enough. Know that you were created for joy and for the fullness of life. Blessings and peace to you.